What's up, YouTube? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So, oh my God, guys, on Thanksgiving Day, I ran a 5K with a GoPro 360 Max, and it turned out even better than I could ever imagine. So I threw together this video with graphics. You could see how the race unfolded during the entire, from beginning to end, and where I made mistakes and where I did really well. So check it out. Let me know what you think. Also, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, leave a comment, do all those cool things to do on YouTube, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace. What's up, YouTube? What's going on, everybody? It is Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And what that means, it's time for a 5K. It's the Joe Wilson annual 5K, except for last year when it was canceled. Not my 5K, but doing a 5K somewhere in this year. And normally I do a 5K downtown Marietta, know the course, run the course every year, like a bazillion times in a row. And this year, decided to mix it up, find a new 5K, different 5K. It's a buddy of mine's. He's having it downtown Roswell, Georgia. And it doesn't look like flat, but yeah. Let's see what's in these old legs we got here. See how fast I can run it. Oh yeah, and it is freezing. And when I say freezing, I mean like Georgia cold, 35 degrees. So just above freezing, which means like that's 20 degrees too cold for Joe. But I'm gonna stay bundled up, and then I'll strip naked 2 minutes before the race, and then when they say go, I'm gonna run as fast as I can to put my clothes back on. Because I don't like doing the cold. I'm a cold weenie. But hey, it helps me in the summertime. Yeah. So I'm excited. You know, I don't train for 5Ks, but I like doing them. They hurt like hell. You know, it's like, here we go. This is gonna hurt for like 20 minutes. That's what I always tell myself. 20 minutes of pain. And yeah. So I'll tell you what, if 5Ks go something like this, it's like, in the first half a mile, it's like, oh my God, I'm in last place. And then I can't start like reeling them in one at a time because everybody started out too hard. And then I pass a bunch of people and then try to run down the top people, but they were way too fast for me. And then I cross the finish line and I'm like, I can't breathe. That's how my 5Ks normally go. So we'll see how it goes today. Part of racing is pooping, and we're about to take a poop. Pro tip, you gotta scout out the good pooping spots, and that's usually like good gas stations. Drive almost all the way to the race site, and then stop at the last gas station you see before the race site. There will be nobody there. All right, pooping is done. I didn't want to show you guys all that, but now we are headed to find parking, which should be right across the street, somewhere over there. Oh, and the sun is coming up. It's gonna be a beautiful yet cold day. Yeah, let's see what these old legs can do. Can I run a 17-minute 5K? Mm-hmm. If not, I won't be terribly upset, but we'll, you know, just do your best. Of course, that's what losers say. Just kidding. Do your best. All right. Oh my God, it looks beautiful. We are walking up to the race start, and it is freezing. The race start is Jason's time. What up? What's up? Hey! We got race number 8149. We got 2 hats, one for you, Sarah, and one for me. And we got this cool shirt. I am a crazy turkey. Gobble, 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 gobble. I got my race number on, and it's time to go warm up. God, it's gonna be freezing out there. I don't care. Suck it up, buttercup. About 20 minutes till the race start. This is it. Let's do it. 17 or bust my heart. Probably 18, but we'll see. I don't know the course. Time to do it. Let's do this. Oh, this is gonna hurt.
All right, I hope y'all get ready to get started. There ain't gonna be no countdown. It's gonna be a sudden go. All right. When you hear my voice yell out, run, that's when you're gonna go. Roswell PD is ready. You let me know when it's ready, Jason. And go!
And, go time. I don't have very much top end speed, so I'm not the person who's gonna be leading out the race. So I was a little surprised when there was only a couple people that were ahead of me at the time. Kind of going, I'm like, all right, heart rate's already starting to elevate. I look down and realize I did not have my stride foot pod, and that's normally what I try to pace off of for this race. And since there were some ups and downs and not just a flat course, I kind of wanted to pace off the stride foot pod and not take it out too hard. But I was like, okay, how do you feel after doing an Ironman in October and then a week later doing a marathon and no real training since then? I definitely hadn't trained for a 5K since 2019, actually never. But take off and I see a couple guys in front of me, but I'm feeling good, popping the legs, doing a 5:30. I want to do 17 something, 17:59. The PR is 17:47, and I'm feeling good. I mean, we're going out, going uphill, and I'm like, all right, this guy's slowing down. Let me just pass him, and then I see these two guys up here. I thought that would be a bigger lead, once I got my bearings, but no. And so I passed this guy right here. He looked like a runner, and then I realized this person right here was probably one of those kids that take it out really hard in the beginning because they got a lot more top end speed. So I'm like, well, fine, I'll pass him too. And then I'm in the lead, and over almost half a mile into the race, and here I am leading, feeling good. And I was like, oh, I got the pace car, and I got the bicycles too, so let's go. Feeling good. Making this left turn, I know it's a screamer coming up here. Well, I would say screamer, but it's all downhill. You can see the elevation change. As soon as we make this left turn here, we're going to start going downhill. Looks like it's off a little bit, from the Garmin, but it's pretty close. So we're going, and I see people behind me with the shadow. Actually, no, I was like tunnel vision. I had no idea how close people were in front of me or behind me. I just knew I was going, and I'm waiting for someone to pass me because I'm basically doing a 5:30 mile, not running too hard, but just going. And I'm like, hey, this is cool. I'm leading the race, and things start going through my head like, hey, what if I win this race? How cool would that be, winning a race on Thanksgiving? I've only won 2 5Ks in my lifetime, and here I am leading this one. It's a pretty decent sized race, but the biggest thing was to try to get a PR here. So I'm out running. I'm carrying my hat in my hand because it kept falling off my head, and so finally I said, you know what, forget this. I'm just gonna run with this in my hand, and got the GoPro in my other hand, so luckily I don't need either of those things to run with. So I mean,
Yeah. So I'm just going, and starting to hit a little bit of a hill right here before we turn into the park. But still nobody. I know it's hurting. I mean, I'm breathing hard, breathing heavy, and I have no idea how far we've gone, but I haven't gotten a 1 mile lap yet. So I'm running. I mean, it's not easy. It's hard. It's hard right through here. I couldn't really tell there was a downhill through here, uphill through here, but yeah, I'm going. I mean, my time started slowing down. It was really just a big haze through here. You could see in the shadows. Looks like I walked away from some people. They're nowhere near me. No one's running around me. I'm just here in first place. About to hit the 1 mile mark in a little under 6 minutes, which is good for me, considering no hard efforts. I just been doing Ironman training and training for Boston, and right here we hit the 1 mile mark, and I'm right around 5:35. I'll take that. That's real good, considering we had some uphills, downhills, mostly downhill in that first mile. But I mean, the elevation change, it wasn't that much. The second mile was a little rougher, running into the park, and I'm still like, okay, all right, somebody passed me. But I'm starting to think about mile 1, that I know me, and I will hold a threshold of about the same pace. So it's not like I'm running extremely hard for the first mile. So I thought at this point that this was my race to win. And since there's nobody closing in on me, I couldn't hear any heavy breathing, that I thought, okay, the next mile and a half, I should be able to run this one, run it hard, focus on the PR of 17:47, and see if I can win this race and PR at the same time. So, going through this park, I'd looked at the course. It's an out and back, and part of it's in the park, and that's where we're at right now. I'm like, all right, man, let's just get through. Let's get to the halfway point, and then we can turn around and come back. So this point, I mean, these are rollers. You can feel them in your legs, but it's not terrible. So yeah, I mean, and by this time, how cold it was actually feeling really good right now. I mean, I wasn't overheating or anything. I wasn't extremely tired, but I could definitely feel the effects of these hills. My time was slowing down a little bit here and there, but I'm still pushing it, running hard, trying to keep people off. It wasn't, I mean, I can run better flat to 1% than I can positive 2% and above, or negative 2% and below. It's just easier for me to run flat surface. So these rollers wasn't too bad. So I was kind of not coasting over them. I was kind of running hard, but trying to stay within myself. PR. That's the goal. I'm like, get to the turnaround. That's it. Let's just get to the turnaround. Come on, you can do this. I was actually surprising myself. I mean, there's nobody around. I don't hear anybody. Still nothing at all. And yeah, I'm already thinking in my head like, oh, I could tell everybody on Thanksgiving at Thanksgiving dinner that I won the 5K. How cool would that be? Yeah. High fives for me. So here we go. We're about to turn around, coming in, making this little loop, and then right here I'll get to see my competition. So take it out a little wide, and then turn around, and I could see nobody. I mean, that one guy right there, a couple other guys. I probably had a good 15-yard lead. I thought I had a bigger lead than that, but that kind of gave me an idea of where I was at. So I needed to just hold that about 15 yards. And I felt like I could do that. I knew it was going to be uphill that last mile until we made the turn, and then mostly all downhill from there, and I could probably pull that out. So, you know, by this time you're seeing people coming the other way, they're cheering for you. I'm like, yay, thanks, this is awesome. There's Forrest Gump. I'm like, okay. I didn't even recognize him at the time. I'm just like looking at the video now, you can see. I heard my name a couple times, so that's always cool. You know, you're running, people, you go Joe, yay, thank you very much. I can't talk back, or I would say thank you. But right now, all I could do is heavy breathing. I mean, you got the heart rate at 183, 184. I mean, it's just a grind. It's, you know, but I'm over halfway, so, and I'm still holding sub sixes, which is good. I can't really tell by this time, you know, but I wanted to, you know, keep running. I didn't have, like I said, it would have been a little bit easier, you know, just mentally if I had my Stride foot pod. I thought I lost it either warming up or in the beginning of the race. Come to find out, it was actually on my other shoes, so it fell there. Womp womp. So we're coming out, and this is where you see all the other people. I'm like, yeah, thank you, cheering me on. Man, but it's hurting. I mean, I'm like, come on, you got another 8 minutes in you, or 7 minutes. Let's do this. Coming up here to the 2 mile mark, and I remember, oh my God, I remember being in the Army, doing a 2 mile run in the PT test, and being like, okay, the fastest I ever ran, two miles in the Army on a flat course, round and round. Young guy was 12 minutes and I want to say 30 seconds. And here I am 2 miles in, I'm 11:20. Man, it feels so much better. It feels so good to be running this fast at 46 miles in, 46 years old. I don't know. I mean, maybe if I ran more when I was younger, that would have been better. But maybe I'd have more injuries now at 46. Who knows? But I was nowhere near this speed when I was 19, 20, and 21. I mean, when I first joined the Army, I was barely even passing the PT test. You know, here I am doing 11 minutes. It's freaking insane. 13 minutes is like, well, it used to be max for 17 and above. So hey, look at me coming out the park here, and I'm like, okay, all right, I am still leading the race, 2 miles in, okay, 1 mile to go. I know this part right here is gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt bad. And I think right about here is where I can kind of start hearing, and you can see the heart rate's picking up. I can kind of start hearing somebody closing in on me. And they had the heavy breathing, and I'm like, man, it was actually kind of annoying. I'm like, man, I want this person to be away from me, whatever, you know. So I'm like, okay, you know, I think I am gonna get passed in the last mile by somebody. I'm like, okay, you know what, fine. You know, it's like, oh great. You know, you led the race or most of the race, and someone is right on your feet, you know, right on your heels, and you're like, oh my God, did I pace this incorrectly? You know, and you get past, and like, dang it, there goes the wind. This guy, and he's going a lot faster than me running up this hill. I'm kind of struggling. I mean, it doesn't show that much of a grade, but I kind of start to think, you know, once this guy walks away from me, that maybe I went out a little too hard, which I didn't think that was possible, but whatever, you know. Yeah, so I'm like, okay, all right, second place, that's not bad. All right, you know what? Okay, I can deal with second place. That's still top 3. Yep. All right. Okay, let's keep it going. You know, this is a big hill, but all right, let's go. You know, you can do this. You know, to see people coming the other way still. You know, like it's hurting. You know, I'm above a 20-minute mile pace or 20-minute 5K pace, and it's like slowing down. And I'm like, okay, I probably shouldn't have ate those biscuits the previous week and put on some extra weight. I know I was a little heavier than I should have been. Last time I ran a 5K in 2019, I was a lot lighter. I was probably like 15 pounds lighter. So whatever. But I'm like, just get to the top of this hill, make this turn, and then it should be most downhill. And I'm like, wait, whoa, where did this guy come from? And I'm like, what? I'm getting passed again by somebody else, and I'm like, oh my god. So then I kind of felt a little defeated, and I said, you know what? Third place, I guess I'll be another third place, either fifth place or third place this year. Pretty much every race I've done has been third or fifth this year. All the triathlons I've done, I've been third place or fifth place. So I'm just like, all right, third place, it's not bad. But then we're starting to kind of get to the crest of the hill, and I'm like, okay, well, wait a minute, maybe I could pull this guy back, because I don't get past in the last mile. I got a little bit of oomph in me, you know. I can run hard, so I'm putting down the hammer right now, and I'm like, okay, let's pull this guy back. Let's pull this guy back. I think I can pull this guy back. And so we're running downhill, and I'm getting closer, and then I think he could feel my footsteps, and he just picked it up, and I'm losing him, and I'm getting more and more tired, and I've got about a third of a mile to go, and I'm like, okay, you know, top three, you know, but can I get under 18 minutes, you know, run a 17-minute 5K? And so I'm like, I can still see the pace car, which is not too terrible, and I'm like going downhill or kind of flat right through here, and like, all right, third place. All right, you know, I can do third place, I guess. Another third place, which isn't bad. It's still podium, you know. I'm happy with that, you know, third place. And so I guess I'm kind of slowing down because I'm getting tired. You can see my heart rate going down, and normally my heart rate is still skyrocketing as I'm seeing the finish line. But I realized I'm not catching this guy. I've got 0.2 of a mile. I know that the finish line is right up there. I'm like, let's go, buddy. Let's do this. And I'm like, can I do it? Can I get under 18 minutes? And I'm running. And I'm just pretty much all out of gas right here. And I see the 3 mile, and I'm like, all right, 1/10 of a mile. Let's go. What's the pace? Come on, can you do a 1/10 of a mile in under 30 seconds? I'm like running, and all of a sudden, this dude passes me. I'm like, oh my god, this is horrible. This guy passes me, and he's like sprinting, and I don't have that kind of speed left in me, but I'm like, come on. Jason's yelling at me right there, and I'm like, oh, come on. And I get 1802. So not only did I lose the race, but I realized I started out too hard. I was trying to catch a PR instead of trying to win the race. Lesson learned. 1802, not bad. 4th overall. All those guys are in their 20s. I'm 46, and I just did a marathon. Not bad. That's all I got. Time to get my award. Woo!
Damn, that hurt. Ouch. That hurt. I was not prepared for that.
There you go.
Well, you walked some of it?
That's a happy man right there.